Need a home.
Can you dig it?
That's why for the next 60 seconds,
Can you count, suckers?
here's your Onside Radio E-Report with Toast.
Sony is upsetting PlayStation owners in a bizarre story. MLB The Show, the long-running baseball video game, will finally appear on the Xbox platform. Sony claims this wasn't their call, but Major League Baseball's decision to switch platforms to open them up to new gamers. Switching platforms isn't a big deal, but what has really pissed off PlayStation owners is that MLB The Show will be available to Xbox Game Pass members for free, while PlayStation owners will have to pay $70 for the title. PlayStation has an equivalent to the Xbox Game Pass. It's called PlayStation Plus, but they've never made MLB The Show available only to PlayStation Plus members over the years. You had to buy the game, and that's what has a legion of PlayStation owners cursing out Sony today. Happy gaming.
Stay in touch in the world of gaming with the Onside Radio E-Report. Wake up and good morning. 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh.
What day of the week is
What does it feel like?
Tuesday.
Well, it's Tuesday.
Who are these people?
They are hilarious.
You are hilarious.
They're seriously so funny.
You'd best put seatbelts on your ears, because I'm going to take them for the ride of their lives.
It's where fun meets awesome.
You are going to love this.
Welcome to the show.
It's showtime.
Here's Toast and Marsh.
Tuesday morning, 8:03. This is the 4th and 20 podcast. I am Toast. There is no Marsh today. I do have Sean Stanley, as always, sitting shotgun behind the board. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Sir Toast.
So I mentioned this yesterday. I put it out on social media that got some changes happening here at Onside Radio with the 4th and 20 program. So basically what's going to happen here is beginning on Monday, going to rebrand this show. And this show will just be myself and guests, and Sean will still be the producer and running the board, and still be my sitting wingman with me. But Marsh is no longer going to be on the show. Everything is good. Don't worry. Marsh and me are totally good. View the kid like a little brother, but he has got to take care of some stuff that takes precedence, and I'll just leave it at that. It is all good, but he doesn't have a time frame on that, and so we figured it would be best to just kind of split ways now and go in our directions. So he'll still be on. We'll have him on when there's big Canes news I want to talk about, and I want to give him a hard time. And if I want to talk to him about how much the Yankees suck, then we'll bring him on. But yeah, so that's what's going on with the show. All good. No bad blood or anything like that. Just sometimes life gets in the way, and you have to make adjustments, and that's what we're going to do here. So Toasted Sports will get underway on Monday. Got a little logo and everything, and yeah, so you should not have to change anything if you're subscribed to this podcast. It should all just transfer over seamlessly. Like behind the scenes, you won't know that anything even happened. So hoping that is how this all goes.
And for now, we hope it does go that way.
Exactly.
But, stand by to stand by.
Stand by. Monday, we might have a little update for you. Who the hell knows? Oh, man. So, fun day yesterday. And yesterday was tough, bro, because I don't know who the idiot is that started the Julian Edelman as a Hall of Famer thing, but it just ruined the day, because here's the problem,
Terrible.
bro. The dude retires, okay? And Julian Edelman had a phenomenal career. Tough as nails. One of the best big game wide receivers you're ever going to see in this game. And here's the issue. All of that is true, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
No way.
And saying that he's not a Hall of Famer isn't an insult to Julian Edelman.
It is to Patriot fans.
Well, see, that's the thing. 99% of football players are not and will not be Hall of Famers.
Yeah, that's
okay?
Two hard facts.
Yeah,
there.
that's just the hard reality of pro football. But Patriot fans, like, I don't even know where this argument comes from. I legitimately don't even know where the argument of Julian Edelman being a Hall of Famer comes from.
I think it's more his playoff record as far as what he did in the playoffs overshadows what he did, consistency he did during the regular season, but nothing crazy.
So here's the thing, and that's exactly what Patriot fans are saying, is that they are saying that what he did in the postseason, second in receiving yards, only behind Jerry Rice, only had 5 receiving touchdowns in the playoffs, but a Super Bowl MVP, and certainly was a huge, big game player. I mean, listen, we all remember that game against was it against the Rams or just ridiculous, dude. Like no one could catch Julian Edelman. Tiny, tough guy, like even better than Wes Welker, in my opinion. But here's the deal, bro.
Not by numbers, though.
No, not by numbers. Not by numbers. But here's the deal. He's not even close. Like, Hall of Fame numbers, in my opinion, should be factored in to a Hall of Fame debate if someone's on the border. If it's oh man, he's close. Yeah, but look what he did in the postseason. That puts him over the top. Oh, okay, I gotcha. But you can't get in just strictly based on what you did in the postseason. It can't just be based on postseason tests. Like the regular season, all those games, they have to factor in. They have to be the majority of of your resume that gets you in. And so I quickly, so here's the deal. All I did yesterday, I just put out one tweet and it got a pretty good.
Oh, man,
it got pretty good.
You're
pretty
a
good
magnet,
legs.
aren't you, on stuff?
I guess I don't know, man. I didn't really mean to. I just, it was a pretty simple thing, and I thought it was kind of funny. And all I said was that saying Julian Edelman is a Hall of Fame wide receiver is an insult to Hall of Fame wide receivers. And I misspelled his first name.
Oh, okay.
I had an E in there instead of an A.
That shows that he should be in a Hall of Fame.
But I guess the issue was Doug Gottlieb. And who was he? Was CBS or Fox now? I don't know where the hell.
He was CBS. That's where I remember.
Yeah, the former Oklahoma State basketball player. He's really turned into an absolute ass. But he goes ahead and he tweets out Bill Belichick's praising statement, which was great, and says, yes, Julian Edelman is a Hall of Famer. And it's just, I mean, and so Bob Wischusen goes ahead and replies to Gottlieb, one of the all-time clutch gamers and an amazing story. Yes, 100%. Hall of Famer? No way. Doug Gottlieb replies, so you prefer guys who put up stats in meaningless games as opposed to important winners who do a bit over everything in important games. Doug Gottlieb is a moron. Like, what are you talking about, bro? So we have to, we ignore the 16-game regular season. Like, here's the thing. Julian Edelman was fortunate enough to
be in a system that fit him perfectly.
To be an undrafted free agent for the greatest dynasty in the history of the league. He came in right in the prime of it. His entire career built around that team always making the playoffs. So obviously, he made the playoffs every single year and won multiple games. So obviously, his stats are going to be better than most other players. Most players don't get to go to the AFC Championship game every single year. So his stats are going to be, it's the same thing that folks say, all right, here you go, Canes fans. This is the same argument against Frank Gore going in the Hall of Fame. Do you go into the Hall of Fame because of longevity? If you were never a top 3 running back in the league, but you had a 20-year career, so you have awesome, gaudy stats because of the longevity, are you still a Hall of Famer? That's the same debate. It's the same debate. So, I mean, come on, bro. But here's the problem. It's that when you say that, when you come out and say that he's a Hall of Famer and you force the rest of us to look at the stats, now all of a sudden it comes across like we're insulting Julian, and we're not.
Well, I just look at it as this. Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Terrell Owens. Julian Edelman. Just doesn't even.
No.
The name doesn't even go with that. I'm not saying he didn't have a great career.
He had a phenomenal career.
And like you said, he was undrafted. He went out there, he did that. Mm-hmm. I still think, again, and I think with Randy Moss, when he went to the Patriots, you saw, a little bit about how that system does help the receivers, especially your Wes Welkers and your Edelmans, the little slot guys. They work phenomenal in that offense, and so do tight ends. So, again, phenomenal career. Ring of Honor, maybe?
Oh, absolutely, Ring of Honor.
Hall of Fame? No.
One great tweet, he played under the best coach of all time, caught passes from the best quarterback of all time, consistently had single coverage thanks to the best tight end of all time, and he also mentioned that he was juiced up for good measure, and still put up numbers closer to Brandon Stokely than Reggie Wayne. And that's the other name, Reggie Wayne.
Yeah, okay.
When you look at Reggie Wayne's numbers and you look at Hines Ward's numbers, I'm sorry, but Julian Edelman doesn't get in before those two guys gets in. He just does not.
I even saw stats where Jerry Rice from 35 to 40 with the Raiders had better stats than Edelman had.
Career ranks comparing Julian Edelman and Reggie Wayne. Receptions, Edelman is 75th, Wayne is 10th. Yards, Edelman is 156th, Wayne is 10th. Touchdowns, Edelman tied for 261st, Wayne is 23rd. Now playoff, okay? Playoff receptions, Edelman second, Reggie Wayne is third. Playoff yards, Edelman is second, Wayne is 6th. Playoff touchdowns, Edelman is 46th, Wayne is 9th. So just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop. Put him in the Ring of Honor. You want to have Julian Edelman Day up there? That's fine. Dude, just celebrate him.
Do
Absolutely.
a parade. Let's do
Absolutely.
it.
Give him a talk show up there, whatever. Absolutely. Dude, praise him, enjoy him, celebrate his career 100%. He was a phenomenal football player, and his story is one of the best stories you're ever going to hear. One of the best.
It's juicy.
But none of that makes him a Hall of Famer, bro. And forcing us to point that out and then to get all indignant, like, why do you got to crap on his career? No one's crapping on his career. Just telling you he's not a Hall of Famer. If I tell you that,
especially in the wide as a wide receiver, as
right?
hard as it is for wide receivers to get in now, and then you're going to say Edelman's a Hall of Famer by what he did?
Dude, Ocho Cinco's out of the Hall of Fame.
Just walk up and punch Jerry Rice right in the face.
Reggie Wayne's not in the Hall of Fame. Hines Ward's not in the Hall of Fame.
Ridiculous. But hey, let's throw Edelman in.
Come on.
First ballot. Let's go.
Oh my good, like Patriot fans, and listen, I don't know if I can blame them. I suppose that if I had been rooting for a team that was the greatest dynasty of all time over the better part of the last 20 years, I would have a rather big ego and bias for all of our players as well. And I'd like to think that everyone that played on our team was a phenomenal and a Hall of Famer. And listen, he certainly had iconic moments in that franchise's history. Like, if you go through the Patriot Hall of Fame, there will be still shots of amazing plays that Julian Edelman made throughout his career.
There will be.
Many of them. Abso-friggin-lutely. Again, phenomenal career, phenomenal football player. It doesn't mean he's a Hall of Famer. And to take it personally like that, bro, you gotta step back, fanboy. You gotta step back.
All of
just
Patriot
all of
land,
you, all
step
of you,
back.
all of you Patriots fans gotta just step back, take a deep breath, and just realize these aren't insults by saying the dude's not a Hall of Famer.
I mean, put it in the grand scope.
Come on.
Like you just did with all the receivers that are still not in the Hall of Fame. Put them next to Edelman. Not even just stat-wise or anything. You cannot sit there and say Julian Edelman is a Hall of Famer.
The things that that sports fans, the hills that sports fans will die on.
Well, the problem is Bill Belichick said it.
I know,
And then
I
you
know.
know what happens to Patriots fans. When Bill Belichick says something, by God, it is gold.
But of course, Bill Belichick is. Listen, Bill Belichick loves Julian Edelman, and we've known Julian Edelman is like the perfect football player.
Yeah, he's the first
Bill
guy from
Belichick.
Walmart that he signed.
Right? I mean, just the work ethic, everything. And so obviously, his head coach is going to speak glowingly. And is he going to exaggerate a little bit? Absolutely, I would expect him to. I would expect him to make him out to be even better than he actually was. 100%. 100%. So I have no problem with Bill Belichick throwing out Hall of Fame. That's you want to throw that out, Bill, that's fine. You've earned the right to throw that out. However, everybody else that is not biased on this and can look through this with clear eyes can know that ain't even close to being a fact.
And the fact that some journalists are saying it,
It's just well, most of them, the only journalists that I've seen say this are New England-based journalists. I haven't seen a non-New England-based journalist throw out Julian Edelman as a Hall of Famer outside of Doug Gottlieb. And Doug Gottlieb's not a journalist; he's just a moron.
and you know this is going to be on every show today, right?
I heard it coming in today.
Oh.
Are you kidding me? This is the topic du jour of Sports Talk Radio today.
Well, at least they won't be talking about Russell Wilson or Dak Prescott for one.
Exactly. So, I mean, at least we're not talking about where Kyle Pitts is going. But yeah, so it was odd to me that they took it, that Patriot fans took it as an insult. Like, oh my God, you're crapping on this guy's career. Like, what do you mean?
The man had a great career.
He did. Saying he's not a Hall of Famer isn't crapping on it.
What did you say? 1%. Like 1%
Right?
of the 1% get in
Yeah.
to the Hall of Fame. It's not like they just give gold jackets to
No, they don't.
everybody. It's not participation trophies.
It isn't. I know you like it to be, but it isn't. And if you see the list of guys that are not in there that we debate every single year, Like, Julian Edelman, get in line, bro. Seriously, get in line. There's a line.
Yep.
Get in the back.
Just at the wide
Yeah.
receiver position. Then you go out to other positions and
You
I mean,
know.
what is it, like 5 or 6 guys get in every year or is the max?
As the max, usually it caps out at like 5 or 6. Sometimes it can be less than that. Obviously, it's easier to get in than the Baseball Hall of Fame. But yeah, and it's just I don't know, like Patriot fans got so butthurt when folks said he wasn't a Hall of Famer. They took it so personally. I mean, they legitimately thought that this whole time that he's a Hall of Fame wide receiver. I mean, you look at his stats, bro. I mean, 6,600 career receiving yards. I mean, really? Like 36 touchdowns, bro.
Hall of Fame, baby.
I mean, I wasn't when I was looking at the list. His 6,823 reception yards, good for 156, one spot ahead of Larry Centers. He was a fullback for the Arizona Cardinals.
Put him in Hall of Fame.
Or running back. I mean, he was like, so are you kidding me?
And then also, I mean, it almost hurts Julian Edelman because now people are going through
Right, looking at
stats
how
going,
low he is.
Whoa,
yeah,
wait a
like he's not
minute.
even close, bro. Like it's not even a debate.
Like I honestly thought he was
Yeah.
probably in the 10. I thought he was close with everything he did, especially against just the Dolphins.
yeah.
I thought he was over 10,000. When I heard 68 or whatever
Yep.
it was,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, wait a minute, it's worse than I thought.
When you look at reception yards, catches, and touchdowns in the regular season, the names that he's around, he's one spot ahead of Larry Centers in receiving yards, one spot ahead of Jordy Nelson in catches. Jordy Nelson a Hall of Famer? I don't think
No,
so.
maybe in Green Bay's eyes.
And one touchdown behind a logjam at 36. I mean, 36. Like, dude, Santana Moss, like, blows those numbers out of the water and never played for any good teams. So, I mean, that guy that got all pissed at me, Tony Diaz, he deleted all of his tweets. No wonder you got fired. You suck as a sports guy. Edelman is everything to a Hall of Famer. Stick to soccer. You know crap about American football. But that wasn't a good one. Then he had another. Oh, what was the other? Oh, did he delete that one too? He had a good one saying, "Oh, your only accomplishment in life is getting fired by Big 3 times." Said actually, it was getting hired by Big 3 times. Ass. How about that?
there
How
you
about
go.
that?
There
You
you
can't
go.
get fired until they hire you.
That's Hall of Fame right
Exactly, baby. Who's been hired by iHeart more than me? Nobody.
there. Oh, you're top of the game.
Better believe it.
Larry Centers ain't nowhere near you.
No, he's not. All right, we will take a break. We got Ira Winderman coming up. He'll be on at 9:20. We'll talk some Heat. We got to. I didn't get to watch any Red Sox yesterday because social unrest in Minneapolis. We'll talk about that. There's some issues going on with the Japan Olympics and a whole bunch of. Oh, and you sent me a crazy ass story about the XFL that I think is awesome.
You saw that,
Oh
right?
my
Oh.
God, bro! I am all in. Make this happen, Rock. We'll talk all about that. We got 2 hours to go, people. Going to be with you until 10 o'clock. This is one of the last shows of 4th and 20 on OutsideRadio.com.
You can reach out to Toast and Marsh by dialing 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
A message to help keep you safe. If doctors told us today that we'd made a breakthrough on COVID-19, saving thousands of lives, we would rejoice. Finally, a good news day. We'd feel less afraid that our loved ones would be struck by the invisible enemy. We'd start to feel hope that we could live our lives again. Well, a mask does all that. We can help protect others by covering our noses and mouths, which is how the virus mainly spreads. Masks are a ticket to freedom, to be out in the world, to getting together, back to work, back to doing what we want. If doctors announced we could save lives today, we would grab that breakthrough with both hands. While we wait for a vaccine, grab the breakthrough that's already here. When we're out, it's masks on.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
It's Toast. Smartest thing I did last year? Called B&T Windows and Doors and had PGT custom windows and doors installed in my house. Listen, it's spring. That means before you know it, we'll be hearing about the tropics churning. That means you need to get your home and family protected today. Call B&T right now, and they'll get you installed ASAP with the best in the business, PGT Custom Windows and Doors. 954-233-0126 or bntwindowsanddoors.com. And P.S. Tell them you heard about them on Onside Radio.
He has an overbite that makes him look like a cartoon character, a slightly crooked eye, and an uncommonly wrinkly neck. In the right light, he can look a little like a garden gnome, and he'll wear a bow tie just because. Sure, you might call him a little quirky, but that's exactly what makes him so perfect. Tuna is a 3-year-old Chihuahua Dachshund mix with more than 700,000 followers on Instagram, and it all started because he was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Tuna, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Inter Miami CF fans, the 2021 season has arrived.
He got into Morgan, now beats out of the heart of the penalty area, picks out the bottom right-hand corner, and Inter Miami have a 2-goal lead. Pizarro second for the club.
This Sunday, Barrosa Negra hosts the LA Galaxy at Drive Pink Stadium. Our pregame coverage starts at 2 p.m. Don't miss any of the action all season long. Download any of the apps at our website at onsideradio.com. This Sunday, tune in to onsideradio.com at 2 p.m. Game time is at 3 with the voices of Inter Miami CF football, Chris Whittingham and Thomas Rongen. Your football is live, exclusively at onsideradio.com.
Big news, Miami fans! Body Armor is proud to be the new official sports drink of Major League Soccer and Inter Miami CF. It doesn't matter if you're a player or a fan, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you with potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're at home or in the starting lineup, Body Armor sports drink will hydrate you from kickoff to the final whistle. Body Armor, now the official sports drink of Inter Miami CF, available at your local Publix.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
Welcome back to 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. To reach out to the boys, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast and Marsh.
4th and 20, second segment. Got some games going on tonight. The Marlins looking for another win after a beautiful victory last night. An extra inning. Oh, baby. Well, yeah, Duvall did have a home run. Garrett Cooper was the big boy, 3 RBIs, including the game winner in the 10th. Kind of got to like that runner on second now, don't you? So the Marlins are going off against the Braves at 7:20. Panthers will be visiting the Dallas Stars. Got to get on the winning side of things here. Carolina lost last night, which was nice. Got to get a dub tonight. 8:30 start time. The puck will drop. And then you might want to get a nap in because the Heat are in Phoenix. So that will be a 10 p.m. tip this evening. So we got some games happening tonight. Get all your work done early in the day. Get dinner done, and boom. Triple header tonight, people. Woo! Triple header. No, nice dub for the Marlins yesterday.
Yes.
You know, I guess this is the prototypical way when they
We're almost
planned
on a
out,
streak.
Well, listen, when they planned out how this team would win games, I'm guessing yesterday was pretty much the prototypical what they're envisioning, a quality start from one of their young starters.
Yeah. He had a rough start, though, compared to the first two, but the first two were almost
He
perfect.
did, but he went 6 innings and 3 runs. That's a quality start.
Yeah.
That's a quality start.
He battled
through, and then the bullpen came in and shut the door. Woo. Didn't give up anything, so they finally performed.
Bass tried to, but
he thought about it. He thought about it, but they got through it. And they end up winning this bad boy in extra innings, 5-3.
Oh, it feels so good to be winning.
Oh, absolutely. And listen, it's the Braves have for a team that many said were going to win the division or be battling for the division, they have come out and stepped on their crank a little bit.
Oh,
They're
it's
only
so good for them to be trash.
Yeah, they're only 4-6 right now, so just a game in front of the Fish. They're only hitting 206 on the season. They're almost in dead last. I mean, they are talk about a team that is having both these teams are each averaging just over 3 runs a game.
Yeah.
So both these teams, the offenses were left down in spring training. They have not shown up yet. Both are getting good pitching, but you got to score runs at some point if you want to get dubs. I did not. I was all excited. I was going to have a full day yesterday. Was going to watch the Red Sox game. They're playing the Twins. 3-game series. All 3 of the games were slated for afternoons. I was like, oh, nice. I got daytime baseball all week long. Nothing yesterday.
Not so fast.
So, dude, I don't even know where to go on this.
Yeah,
Sean.
it's
I
crazy.
don't even know where
This
to
is
go
a
on this.
crazy story.
Like,
It's really-
but it's just so we're in the pandemic, and everything is shut down for a year, and now all of a sudden, over the last month, things are opening up, and literally, there's a shooting every day. There's a shooting every day. I mean, a school shooting. There's
I read
the
3 yesterday.
Yeah,
I believe
there's. I
there's
mean,
3 of them.
I saw a news lady in Tennessee. They had multiple shootings at once. She lost track of which shooting they were covering at the time on live TV. She's like, I'm sorry, I forgot there was still another one going on. It's insane. It is absolutely nuts. And so yesterday, 10 miles from where the Derek Chauvin trial is going on for the George Floyd, a traffic stop ends with a young man named Dante Wright getting shot point blank by a Minneapolis cop. And he died. And that led to, obviously, the protests and everything. And so they shut things down. The NBA canceled the Timberwolves game, I believe. And then
the Wild
Major
game was canceled
yeah,
as well.
the Major League Baseball went ahead and actually, baseball did. The Twins led the charge in canceling the game yesterday. No idea what's going to happen with today's game or tomorrow's game. According to CNN right now, there are still demonstrations happening in the Minneapolis area, so I'm not sure.
I know I saw on CNN they had the National Guard there, and they were the police station area there was carped off.
I mean, I will say this, listen, and I have friends that are cops, and I have nothing but respect for the job that cops do. But we got some cops in this country that are just poorly trained. They're just, I don't know how you mistake your gun for a taser and vice versa. I don't, like, if you do, then you have to lose your job. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if I understand it was an accident, and I understand she didn't mean to do that, but a dude is dead now because you made a mistake. I could be on the radio at my last job, and I could get all emotional, and I could accidentally say MFer. Right? Didn't say it on purpose.
In the heat
said
of the
it by
moment,
accident.
whatever.
It's not against the law, and I can get fired.
Yeah.
Because there's accountability. There's repercussions if you make a mistake.
There's no you would be fired.
Absolutely, I would be fired. And so this isn't, and I'll tell you this. Listen, there's been enough in my mind, in my opinion, there's been enough of this stuff over the last over my lifetime that leads me to believe that overall, from the police department to the police department across this entire country, there needs to be a reevaluation of how we train police officers. Because I believe we're allowing too many bad ones to get through. And it's harming the names of the good ones. Because I know a lot of good ones. And the bad ones are causing the good ones to get crap put on them. And I just think overall, there needs to be a baseline, and we need to reevaluate because, bro, the very last thing, according to all the cops I know, I know cops that have been cops for 20 years have never pulled their gun out of their holster, Sean. Never once have pulled their gun out of their holster. The fact that there are cops that pull their gun out of the holster all the time.
Yeah, the first thing they do is pull the gun.
Like, I mean, that's the last possible thing you should be doing. Okay? There are very few instances where you should be opening fire on people, especially out in public.
Well, I think one of the things that you can't really train is how they're going to do under pressure.
Well, exactly. That's
you can
the problem.
never put that into full sight of the task that they're going to have to do out in the field, and that's part of the issue.
But you look at that the medic in Virginia, the Army guy who was pulled over by the cop, and the cop was just an absolute ass to him, pepper spraying him and everything. Like, bro.
He said, I'm afraid to step out of the car, and they said you should be.
Yeah. I mean, bro, what kind of cop is that? Like, bro, that guy had poor training. Like, that guy, thank God he's been fired. But
he's in uniform. Yeah, military, man, in uniform.
Yeah, there's too many of those, cops out there. There has to be a self-awareness, and a police department has to look themselves in the mirror and be like, yo, we got a couple of bad apples here. and you can't have the union protecting them. I mean, come on, man. This is getting out of control. It's been out of control, and it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. This started from my lifetime, Rodney King, and it's never stopped since then. It's happened more frequently. Now it's happening more, but I mean, from my lifetime, for what I remember, it kind of starts for me then. That's the lasting image. Like, that's the first time I saw this stuff go down. I was like, oh my God, what is, like, I grew up in white suburbia. Yeah. Like, I never had any, we had Officer Friendly come to our elementary school, Officer Luby. I thought he was the nicest guy in the world. He would, like, light off the little marijuana pellets so you know what it smelled like. Stay away from that, kids. Like, it was a whole, I thought cops were your friends and everything like that. I never saw the other side of it growing up. Never saw that other side. And then my eyes were open when I got, into my late teens, and I saw that Rodney King thing, bro, and whoa. That changed everything. And then you see it more and more.
That was the first time I think the light was shined on.
It really was. I think it was.
And now it's almost like, and I'm not going to, again.
Happens way too often,
there
bro.
There are many great cops
Most
out there.
98% of them
but the
are
bad
phenomenal.
ones now they're not even, I don't even know if the word is scared, but they're just blatant about it. Like, hey, this is me. This is what you're getting. And I'm not afraid to show it.
I will tell you that I know a guy who's a cop, and in his theory on this, he felt that over the last 20 years, there's been a large number of cops that have come into the system that wanted to be military guys and couldn't get into the military for whatever reason, but they were able to become cops. And he's like, I got a few in the force that I work with, and he's like, these boys, like, they love it when you get to put on the friggin' the heavy duty gear and everything. They're like all excited about it. Like, it's like, whoa. So, you're not G.I. Joe, bro. You're not G.I. Joe.
The military hurt me. I failed my psych evaluation because I was special forces in the when I first got out, when I wanted to become a cop. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
So it hurt you?
Yeah, it hurt me.
Damn. Special forces, impressive, Shawnee.
Yeah, just a
you
little
could
bit.
kill me with one hand, couldn't you?
Just my thumb.
Just your thumb. Oh, well, yeah, hopefully I get to see a little, dude, J.D. Martinez, dude. I mean, like, the dude is just 15 RBIs already.
I mean, your
And
fantasy baseball
my fantasy team,
is
exactly.
perfect.
Listen, man, my fantasy baseball team
J.D.
took
Martinez
a hit.
is your fantasy.
Yes, he is my fantasy baseball team, and I had no offense last night. Took a serious hit, man. Come on. I need this to happen for me. I need JD to be getting his at-bats every single day. I'm pretty much, my entire team is on his shoulders. We will take a break. Sean's got an update coming up next. This is OnSideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
What do sports radio AM stations sound like to us? The same as they sound to you. South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling on it.
The dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off for school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Riddle me this. With all this sizzling meat and crunchy veggies nestled between toasty flatbread, who should get credit for Papa John's new papadilla? The person who invented pizza or the person who invented folding? Well, whoever it is, a tip of the tongue hat to you, sir or madam. Get a new Papadia, 4 flavors, just $6 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
The Miami Marlins, they beat the Braves 5-3 in 10 innings. Garrett Cooper, 3 RBIs, and drove in the go-ahead run in the 10th inning. Yimi Garcia picked up the win. Game 2 of the series tonight, 7:20. Pablo Lopez versus Max Fried is the pitching matchup. Your Miami Heat, they're also back in action tonight. They take on the Phoenix Suns, who are on the second game of a back-to-back after beating the Rockets 126-120 last night. Tip-off, 10 p.m. tonight. Get a nap. And the Panthers, they're back on the ice against the Dallas Stars tonight. Puck drops at 8:30. Dallas won Saturday 4-1, and also yesterday the Panthers acquired forward Sam Bennett from the Calgary Flames, sending a 2022 second-rounder and a 2020 second-round pick, Emil Heineman, to the Flames. Steph Curry dropped 53 points in a 116-107 win, passing Wilt Chamberlain as the all-time points leader in Golden State Warriors history. Also during the game, Jamal Murray went down with an injured left knee. Team is awaiting MRI results. And future Hall of Famer Julian Edelman announced his retirement yesterday. This is South Florida's home for local sports talk. This is OnSideRadio.com.
Welcome back to 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. To reach out to the boys, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast and Marsh.
Third segment is 4th and 20, the podcast, streaming live on OnSideRadio.com. Go ahead and follow us on YouTube, on Twitch. We certainly like it. Plenty of stuff still to come up on the show. We'll talk to Ira Winderman in the 9 o'clock hour, talk about some Heat action. But, Sean, you sent me a story yesterday that was great, dude. I love it because it's got a vision to it and everything. So we all know that our man, The Rock, he is
the
now
man we want president.
Absolutely, the future president of the United States.
If he's got ideas like this, I'm backing
I know.
him.
If he's got an idea like this, imagine what I think he can solve the Middle Eastern peace.
In a heartbeat.
I mean, come on. All right, so The Rock now owns the XFL, and what it looks like is Rock has been in negotiations with another league to partner up a little bit, the Canadian Football League. XFL, CFL been in negotiations to, quote, collaborate, innovate, and grow the game of football. Among the options on the table, a postseason clash between the XFL and CFL champions.
Love it.
Now, here's my only thing, and I love this, bro. I love the fact. Now, later on in the article, they claim that this whole thing could be the precursor to both leagues merging down the line. Now, here's my only question for you, Sean. Is how do you do this when the CFL has a distinctive difference in American football, and that is that the field is 110 yards long. It's a bigger field.
Yes, it is.
So if you're going to do an all-star game, or you're going to do, they were saying interleague games where you could have, once or twice a year an XFL team will play a CFL team, that's fine, but would it be like if you're on the road, it would be on a bigger field. If they're in America, it would be on a shorter field. I mean, how does that impact?
I guess you have to alternate, right?
I guess, but how does that impact and if you're going to merge, you have to have a universal rules.
Yeah.
So it's either got to be the bigger field or the normal size 100-yard field.
I hope I go with the 100-yard field because I, like the NFL way of it. But I just hope they keep the guy in motion that gets it like a 90-yard start.
Right. I love that
runs.
action.
Oh,
Yeah.
you put a guy 4-4
right?
there.
Now, let me ask you a question. Can all NFL stadiums handle a 110-yard field? That'd be the other question because XFL.
I don't think so. Because
right,
when you look at even a Hard Rock, there's not a lot of room.
There isn't a lot
from
of room.
the end of that end zone
Yeah.
to the padding there.
I don't know that it's feasible. I think that you would have the end zone right against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not sure.
Well, maybe you kind of divide it and make it 107.5. So you go 115. Or 105, I'm sorry. 102.5, I'm sorry. I added wrong way. Math used to be a strong
Yeah, so I mean, that I didn't see anything about that in the article, so that's my only question, because I don't know.
Well, I thought they would just alternate, so you'd
Right.
have the 100 one year, 110, depending on.
I gotcha.
I don't know how they're going to, flip a coin and see who gets it, because you can't really go by record or anything in that type of thing.
Listen, I love the fact that you would be collaborating and working on ways to innovate the game, doing stuff that the NFL obviously will not go ahead and try because they're too afraid of screwing up their product.
And I love the fact that they want to do the All-Stars, kind of
Yeah,
like the
absolutely.
XFL versus
Sure.
CFL and an All-Star.
Yes.
And again, this is something going back to what happened with the NFL, with the AFL at the time,
Back in the
right?
day,
when they
man.
had to merge together because they were dominating, but then the AFL finally kind of won and was like, okay, now, it
They
kind
knew
of
the
merged.
best way together.
Yep.
Was to come together. So during the non-pandemic year, the 9-team CFL generates revenue of about $240 million versus $12 billion for the NFL.
Yeah, it's not even close as far as,
The CFL's 2019 Grey Cup Championship rose 19% to 3.9 million viewers.
At least it's growing.
It is growing. Listen, it is
You can't
growing.
do much else right now.
And
so.
it is CFL, especially in this age now of all offense, it's a fun league to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's wide open. There's more space. The players tend to be smaller and a little bit quicker, maybe. You know what I'm
it's a bunch
saying?
of Julian Edelmans
It
running
really,
around.
is. It's like a whole field of Julian Edelmans and Wes Welkers. It's incredible.
Welker here and Edelman there, everywhere.
And you made the point, the whole thing about players able to go in motion,
Yeah.
you got like a 30-yard head start and time it so they hit the line right as the ball is snapped, so they're already in a full sprint coming off the line.
You got a guy with a 4.3
Oh my
speed.
God, are you kidding me?
What are you going to do with that?
It's absolutely incredible. It's so that was fun, dude. I was like, oh my goodness, like this is this is thinking out of the box.
Yeah, it's
I
refreshing.
like this.
It's something different.
Something
It's like,
different, exactly.
At least it's trying something different
I'm
instead of
all
just being
for
like,
it,
hey, it's
man.
just us.
Listen, I firmly believe that that the XFL under the Rock stewardship is going to be incredibly successful. I really do. I think that there's room for spring football. I think that he's the perfect guy for it. I think that that there's absolutely a market for this, and I think he's going to do very, very well. I think a few years from now, the McMahon family will be regretting the fact that they bailed on this during the pandemic.
Yeah, well, they were bleeding money. I mean, Vince. The problem with what Vince did was he thought he could back the whole thing with his own money, and then the money that was coming in would keep it going.
Well, I think
the problem was no money started coming in because of the pandemic.
Well, exactly.
So.
I think if it wasn't for the pandemic, I mean, listen, he had $250 million that was all set. He was going to book it for 2 years. I thought it would have been fine. I think he had taken it wasn't as much the forced show that he had built the first time around, where it was really kind of like
He left wrestling out of it this time, and that's what happened last time.
Said.
He brought wrestling in.
Well said. He left wrestling out of it this time. I legitimately thought it was going to it would be successful, but then the pandemic. Listen, there's a lot of things the pandemic just completely screwed over.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And the XFL is one of them.
Yep.
So what are you going to do? But it'll be interesting.
Now let me ask you something, Toast, because you're talking about spring football.
Yep.
Do you think college football keeps the way they have it now with the division? What is it, Division II or?
The FCS playing in the spring. No, I think they'll go back. They go back to the fall. Listen, and I think what you realized was I think we were all excited at first because we're going to have North Dakota State. We're going to have some good spring football, but the problem is you couldn't watch any of it because there were all these networks already had contracts for spring sports, and they couldn't fit in a one-off football season into the
ESPN
schedule.
Plus or
and even ESPN
else.
Plus didn't have a whole. I mean, it was you had to go deep down the streaming.
They're
channels.
following Dion. That's who they're following.
So all good, man. All good. Dude, I saw an article. This is I had no idea what sort of dysfunction had been going on inside the Philadelphia Eagles that led to Doug Peterson getting fired.
Wow.
Like, did you see this yesterday?
Yeah.
This is crazy. Like, the Philadelphia Eagles, the upper echelon, and that meaning GM Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie. Bro, what they did to in the way they treated Doug Peterson after leading them to their first ever Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, you read in there, right? The season of the Super Bowl, they hired Jim Schwartz to replace him if he got off to a bad start.
Yes. Yeah, they had no faith
Fortunately,
in
they
him.
got off to 10-1 and won a Super Bowl.
They wanted to fire Frank Reich.
Every Tuesday they meet with him.
And he had to talk them out of it. Every Tuesday, he had to sit down with Lurie and Roseman and basically get grilled for a couple hours on every decision he made in game.
You guys won, but you should have done this.
Yeah, you won by 3, but you should have won by 10. You lost by 1, but you lost by 10, but you should have lost by 1. Like, oh my God! Like, why did you do this on 3rd and 7? Like, are you kidding me?
Oh.
I would have lost my. Talk about micromanaging.
Well, he did lose his mind.
He did lose his mind.
He's out of there.
Oh my God! I feel so bad for the guy now. I had no. You know what else it leads me to believe? I have zero faith that the Eagles will ever be relevant again with Howie Roseman and Lurie running the show right now.
If I'm the new head coach that just got hired, I'm like, oh boy.
Like this guy finally got you a Super Bowl, and you just. I mean, are you kidding me?
He still wasn't good enough.
And you guys think that Jalen Hurts is the guy? Okay, you enjoy that. You enjoy that. I think that Wentz is going to have a resurgence in Indianapolis, and now I'm rooting against Philadelphia to see it.
And I'm rooting for Wentz.
Oh, absolutely rooting for
Let's
Wentz.
go.
I'm absolutely rooting for Wentz. Absolutely.
I hope Peterson does get hired somewhere else. And
I'm sure he will. Listen, he's got a Super Bowl ring. He's got to get hired somewhere else. He absolutely will. But, man, I had no idea. And, listen, who was it? I heard someone say, if you think that the players have egos, you should see the egos upstairs. Between the GM, the coach, the owner, they got egos even bigger than the players. And if they see all the credit going to one guy, and they're like, hey, you know what? Howie's like, hey, man, I put this team together. I want some of the credit too. Shouldn't all just be going to this guy, Doug Peterson. Oh, we got some news coming up next. This is OnSideRadio.com.
You can send them a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123.
It's toast. When South Floridians need hurricane windows, there's only one crew to call, Brett and Tom at B&T Windows and Doors. They came to the crib last year, installed PGT windows and doors, and now I'm set. No more plywood, no more knuckle-busting wing nuts. PGT Windows and Doors will keep me and my family safe the next time a named storm comes rolling on through. Call B&T today, 954-233-0126, or bntwindowsanddoors.com. And P.S., do me a favor, tell them you heard about them on OnSideRadio.com.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt, and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
You can now watch Onside Radio daily by subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Search Onside Radio. Log on, subscribe, rate, and review Onside Radio on YouTube and Twitch. Find out why Big O has a face for radio. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's home for real sports talk.
All right, class. Let's hear what everyone did this weekend. Jill?
Well, I raised my older sister to a big oak tree. It was at least 100 years old. My mom said I must have set a record or something. And then we went down by a stream and perched up on this huge rock and saw all of these little minnows swimming around way below us. And then I rescued my little brother from an evil slug king who was guarding him at the bush fortress. And my sister and I brought him back to our super twig fort for safety. And then we all laid out and told stories until it got dark. And the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Wow. Awesome. Where were you, Jill?
Yeah. We went to the forest. It's not that far away. Anyone want to come this weekend?
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week and find the fun, adventurous you. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S is a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. When you purchase a new Mitsubishi electric mini split system, you'll get a 12-year warranty. Or install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that captures and destroys biological contaminants to improve air quality. M&S Air Conditioning have been providing prompt, honest, and reliable service for over 30 years. Schedule service or call to get more info on our preventative maintenance plans. Call 954-421-3680 or visit ac-florida.com.
Let's get back to the 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. You can send them a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast and Marsh.
Final segment, 8 o'clock hour. 4th and 20, the podcast, streaming live on OnsideRadio.com. I am Toast. Got my man Sean Stanley behind the board. It is time for some 4th and 20 news.
4th and 20 news.
All right, Sean, how do you feel about grilled cheese? You a grilled cheese fan?
Oh, grilled cheese, throw some ham, some pickles, we're good.
If you love grilled cheese, unmistakable scent, then you'll be pleased to know that Kraft has made your dream a reality. The Cheese Titan has made grilled cheese scented incense in honor of National Grilled Cheese Day. And they're giving away 1,000 packets. All you got to do is tweet at them. Kraft will hold their grilled cheese giveaway from today through the 15th. Slide into the winner's DMs on April 16th. To enter, use the hashtag Breathe Cheesy and hashtag sweepstakes. And, dude, have your whole house smell like grilled cheese from
Kraft,
incense.
slide into my DMs, baby.
If Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville Jaguars aren't hiding the fact that they're probably going to be choosing Trevor Lawrence in the upcoming NFL draft, then why should Jacksonville fans? Well, they didn't. Because a bunch of Jags diehards bought wedding gifts for Trevor Lawrence as he got married this past weekend. I guess somebody found their registry on the knot and started sharing it and decided, yo, let's buy them some of their stuff. Now, for a guy that's about to get 8-9 figures in a contract, asking for a $300 toaster, a $1,000 coffee maker, and the $300 toaster, bro, it's only 2 slices. It's not even a 4-slicer, but it's got a touchpad on it, so there you go. There's one more thing that can break. Listen, good job. You endeared yourself to your quarterback. But the story of the day, possibly of the week, of the month, goes to Usher. Did you see what Usher did, Sean? A Las Vegas-based dancer who performs under the name Pisces.
Of course. It's Pisces or Diamond.
Shared an image of 3 distinct Usher-themed dollar bills in denominations of $1, $20, $100. He stands accused of giving out fake Usher money to strippers throughout the evening. These bills promote Usher, the Vegas Experience, his upcoming residency that is set to launch in July, and were clearly designed to look like real money.
Oh.
Pisces asked a question on her Instagram story, writing, "Ladies, what would you do if you danced all night for Usher and he threw this?" She added in another post, "And the money does not have a trade-in value, so whatever. Laugh my ass off. Don't y'all think he should be blasted on social media for this crap?" A friend of Pisces shared Pisces' personal page, posted and added, "My girlfriend posted this. I've never seen this level of blankery. Exactly why we stay away from celebs most of the time. They suck. Cheap as you know what." Bro.
Well, I mean, don't you know as you're getting the money, you're like, wait a minute.
Well, no,
something's
listen,
not
dude.
right.
Let me show you what they look like. If it's dark and you're in a strip club.
I guess,
He had those things printed to look like real ass money, but with his face on it.
Yeah, I could see where they.
And if it's dark in the strip club and he's just the strippers don't count it when you give it to them. They just
but
look
you at least look at it a little bit.
But
I mean, they're not there going, is this real or fake?
Exactly.
They're holding it to the light or anything.
They're
But
I think they're just assuming that Usher's handing them real money.
that's
You know what I'm
probably
saying?
true. Yeah, it's
And then
Usher
when they
is showering you with money, and
then
that's
they
good.
get back to the dressing room and they realize, oh my God, I can't even buy a soda with this.
Vending machine won't even take it.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, bro, like,
Shame
and I
on
don't
Usher,
even, I don't
man.
even get what his, if you wanted to hand the fake money out to people on the street to promote your residency, I understand that. But why are you doing it in a strip club when you're getting
Well,
dances?
Look at all the free publicity he's getting
I
right
guess,
now.
you know
though,
what?
now.
I guess, but is this the publicity that you want? That you're a cheap ass, you know what?
Well, most people
I
look
mean-
like, oh, he got one over on the dancers.
And what has Usher done lately?
No.
But I mean, he's still Usher. I mean, it's like Prince,
I mean,
yeah,
he's
he's
done
still
enough
Usher.
to get a residency in Las
exactly. He's done
Vegas.
enough to not have to do anything. Exactly. But walking around handing out fake Usher money to
Yeah,
strippers,
this isn't going to be.
that's bad form, bro.
I don't think
That's
they're
just
going to
bad.
show up to his residency.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen for
Or
him.
maybe they'll go and give back his money.
There you go. There you go. We got Ira Winterman coming up at 9:20. This is OnSideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Okay, men. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen.
Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to OnSideRadio.com. Catch up anytime by downloading the MyTuner Radio app. OnSideRadio.com, South Florida's true hometown station.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night. Perfect. I love my job. Oak tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think you would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay, Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The Forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hello, Inter Miami CF fans! Download the Drink AR app and play inside a first-of-its-kind virtual soccer stadium, hosted by Bodega Trevento and Inter Miami CF, and celebrate your passion for soccer from the comfort of your own home. Find the download links on our Instagram account at Treventus and get our wines delivered straight to your home with a discount for all Inter Miami CF fans. Discover Trevento, a shared passion.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Welcome back to 4th and 20.
Tuesdays are better.
Yeah, they are.
At what? It's just better. I'm very excited. It's Tuesday.
You're weird. You're such a weird person.
This whole show is
weird.
Kind of weird.
Weird.
Not weird, but like exciting weird.
Sure, whatever floats your boat.
Enough talk.
Enough talking.
Start the show! Start the show! Here's Toast and Marsh.
Nine o'clock hour, 4th and 20, the podcast, streaming live on OnSideRadio.com every day from 8 until 10. I am Toast. Got Sean Stanley hanging out in here with me. I don't know, Sean, should we do a tier? I had sitcoms.
Oh, you got a tier.
I got a tier. I saw a tier
okay.
list of top sitcoms.
Oh, I love me some sitcoms.
All right, love some sitcoms. We got Ira Winterman coming up at 9:20, so we'll be talking some Heat basketball coming up in the next segment, so hang out for that. So for me, for a sitcom tier list, I got to start with Seinfeld at number one. It's top tier sitcom for me. There's no sitcom higher than that. There are others that have equaled it, but for me, that is a top tier. The next one I'm seeing here is the Wayans, Damon Wayans. Oof. I don't know. I like him. Maybe like a C. I got S, A, B, C, D, F.
S, A, B, C,
so I got
D.
1, 2, 3. I got 6 tiers. I'm thinking of tier 4. Tier 4?
Yeah, C, low B. Yeah, somewhere around there. I just could never get in. I loved them when they were on like In Living Color and things like that, but I never got into any of their sitcoms off of.
All right. How about this is an older one for us. How about Fresh Prince?
Oh, that's got to be a B, A or
B.
Yeah,
I'm thinking I'll put that as an A.
I think probably an A because that changed a lot, and they dealt a lot with public issues.
They did. They did. Another one. All right. So around the same time, Home Improvement. Tim Allen.
Yeah. What's funny is I didn't really like that when it first came out, and I saw it in syndication.
Yeah.
Then I started liking it.
Bigger fan of syndication than I was. I would say that's a B.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
that's
tier
fair.
3. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Martin, dude. I thought Martin was a really good sitcom. I would put Martin right up there. Oh man, is he an A or a B? I don't know. That was a great cast. Maybe I put it as a B. So a tier 3 with Home Improvement.
Yeah. Because Seinfeld is A or
Seinfeld's A. Seinfeld's top. Seinfeld's number 1. Fresh Prince is number 2. Then number 3, I got Home Improvement and Martin
up there with
A
as well.
I could see him on Fresh Prince as well. Absolutely. You know what? Better than Home Improvement. Yeah, we'll bump him up. All right, he's level 2. How about Roseanne, the original? Oh. Dude, Roseanne, that was a groundbreaking sitcom because it was the first one that dealt with like a trailer park family. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. A common family. Yeah,
exactly. A working class, common, normal family.
Going through all the issues, not having jobs, being able to pay bills, trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Huxtables got a lawyer and a doctor in that house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. What do you think, man? You think like a
B?
So tier 3?
Yeah, I think just because of the issues that they did and how they could relate. Yeah, I think it's a B.
How about this is the one that just stopped? Big Bang Theory had one hell of a run.
I think that's got to be up there in the top.
With Seinfeld, I wouldn't put it with. I'll put it at a tier 2. I'll put it up with Martin and Fresh Prince.
Oh boy, I think you're gonna have some backlash on that one. Not from me, but from you know who.
All right, here's one that I'm gonna put top tier. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
You want to know something funny?
Yeah,
I never got into that. I never got into it.
I can see. Yeah, listen, it can be an acquired taste.
But I didn't get into Seinfeld right away either.
Okay.
But I did the syndication. I started again a lot of the ones that I don't really watch a lot of. I guess the sitcoms when they first come out, but in syndication, I start following them, and then that's when I start liking.
All right,
them.
so here's one that I never watched when it came out, but I do now watch it in syndication. 2.5 Men.
Yeah, which one though? Charlie
Oh,
Sheen
no,
or
the original, yeah,
the
with Charlie,
original?
no Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, I think that's a B.
Think that's a level of Home Improvement, Roseanne?
Yeah, just because I thought it's funny. I mean, it's crude. Some people would see it as very womanizing.
Oh,
I think,
absolutely misogynistic, absolutely 100%. Yeah, women are meat, the whole deal. Modern Family, I like that show.
I do.
I would put Modern Family at a level 2, right there with Fresh Prince, Martin, Big Bang.
More of a 3, but I'll
think
go
a 3?
2. I'll go 2.
All right. What is this? Everybody Loves Raymond. Come on now.
That's got to be.
Yeah, you know what? I might drop Modern down.
Just the
and put
fact
them at 2.
of having to deal with your mom or that whole issue being right across the street. That's the greatest.
Were those Peter Boyle and what's her name? Were those the 2 best parents in a sitcom?
Ooh.
I mean,
Gotta
dude,
be right up there, right?
That was
except for the Costanzas.
Yeah, but the Costanzas weren't in every episode.
They weren't in every episode.
They were reoccurring, but these 2 were in every single episode. Was it Doris Roberts and Peter? Dude, they were phenomenal.
Yep.
They were the funniest friggin' parents. Just so good. Yeah,
and they annoyed you in the funniest ways.
Can you imagine? Yeah, listen, the whole concept of living across the street from your parents when you're grown up. I mean, good heavens. My uncle lived across the street from my grandparents when he was grown up. And oh my God, for everything I've heard, just not an enjoyable experience. I couldn't even, dude, I got to the point where I was able to move out. Did I move across the street? No. I got into a car and I got on 95 and didn't stop till it ended. Yeah, that's how I got to Florida. Me and my cat in my car, and I just got on 95 to get out of Connecticut and didn't stop until the friggin' road ended. 30 Rock. I was never a huge 30 Rock fan. And I'll be honest.
Agree with you 100%. I think that might be down the C.
I think C or a D. I'll put it as a C, so a level 4. We don't have anything in level 5 or 6 now. Oh, here we go. Saved by the Bell. Oh. Saved by the Bell.
That's childhood right there, man. That's growing up.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing.
Kelly Kapowski.
Yeah, I love Saved by the Bell because I'm of a certain age. Yeah. But I can also tell you that the show was cheap. The acting was awful. It was just, it kind of, listen, I guess it's about, you got a self-reflection. That's got to be a D. That's got to be a level 5. Right? I mean, it was awful.
Yeah, but
it was fun for a Saturday morning because you were hungover and stuff. I know, but the acting was awful.
And let me tell you, the reboot, the acting gets no better.
Oh God, no! Yeah, I'm sure.
I'll let it slide with a D, but that kind of hurts my childhood.
Friends.
I think that's up there.
It's got to be up there.
Yeah, I think that's up there with
Question
Seinfeld.
Are you top tier? No. Really? Oh, see, oh, wow. Yeah, it's a top tier, Friends. I guess maybe it is. They're doing a reunion. They just finished shooting a reunion.
Oh, did they actually finally do it?
Yeah, some sort of, I don't know when it's going to air or what's going on, but yeah. Here's one for you, dude. When we were younger, Bernie Mac show. Oh. I love Bernie Mac.
I love Bernie Mac, bro. Dad, give him a A, B. A or B?
I'll put him, all right, we'll give him B.
It'd be a lower A, high B.
We'll give him B. Everybody Hates Chris. That was based on Chris Rock's life.
Yeah.
That's like an F. That was awful. That was not very good. I actually saw some of that. Boy Meets World. I never really even watched Boy Meets World.
That's the one with Topanga.
Okay, I'll put that as
that's down there with the Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, there you go. Put
My
down
whole,
to the bottom.
my whole childhood was terrible. Now that I look back on it, everything I watched was garbage.
All right, here we go.
Except for Fraggle Rock.
That 70s show.
Oh, that's got to be a B.
Just for the weed references alone.
Yeah, and sitting in the basement.
In the basement, absolutely. Yep. Wow. What the? Not the Jeff. Who is? Who is? Sanford and Son. Sanford. And
Oh
Son.
man.
I was like, I saw. Didn't have
It's
the name.
big
Just had
one.
the, yeah.
I'm coming, Elizabeth. I'm coming. That's got to be an A for its time.
For its time, absolutely. It's up there, top tier. What else we got on here? We got Last Man Standing, the Tim Allen. I like that show, but didn't do overly well.
Yeah, I like it now more in syndication
exactly,
so I think it's a B or a C.
Yeah, I'll put it with a C. I'll put it as a C. What is the Melissa McCarthy and her husband in that Mike and Molly.
I never got into that one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I never got into Mike and Molly, so that'd be like a D or even further down.
All right, and then a couple left. Malcolm in the Middle.
Never liked Malcolm in the Middle. I may be on the short side of that.
I never watched Malcolm.
I never
in the
liked
Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle.
And what about Urkel? What was that called? What was Urkel's show?
Oh, Family Matters.
Family Matters. There you go.
That was another show where they kind of dove into. I thought it got a little crazy at the end when he transferred into what was he? Stefan.
It was a big hit. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was a big hit. Listen, it was a big hit.
Yeah.
I'll put it as a C.
Yeah,
it was a big hit. Yeah, B or a C. There you go. All right. Oh, yeah, that'll work. Anyone else? Some of these. King of Queens.
Oh, well, I think it's a C.
Is it a C? Yeah. Jerry Stiller, man, he was great.
I mean, there was times where you watch an episode and you're like, "Oh, this is the greatest," but then there's a lot of episodes where it just kind of dragged. Like, we got to do 30 minutes of TV. We got to do something. Right. Okay, here we go.
Jamie Foxx show.
It wasn't. It started off good.
Yep.
And then it got to kind of like Kings of Queens, where it's just kind of like, we got to throw something out for the time we allotted.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, so Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Friends, Sanford and Son are our top tier. Then tier 2, we went Fresh Prince, Martin, Big Bang, and Everybody Loves Raymond. Then tier 3, Home Improvement, Roseanne, 2.5 Men, Modern Family, Bernie Mac, That 70s Show. Tier 4, Wayans, 30 Rock, Last Man Standing, Urkel, and King of Queens. And then we had D was Saved by the Bell, Mike and Molly, Malcolm in the Middle, Jamie Foxx. And last was Everybody Loves Chris, Everybody Hates Chris, Boy Meets World. And what was this other one? I don't even know who the other one is.
My whole childhood is F and E and F.
Just E and F.
Why?
All right, we will take a break here in a few minutes, and we will talk to Ira Winderman about the Miami Heat. Oh, cool. We'll talk about the roundtable as well. But we got to get the latest on Victor Oladipo. Find out what Ira is hearing. This is a weird, sticky situation that the Heat find themselves in now. Non-committal on whether or not he is going to play again in the regular season. Not even sure what the injury is. So we will see what Ira, I know that him and Ethan were on yesterday, did a full hour on Heat basketball in the NBA. So we'll see what came through, and we'll talk to Ira Winderman coming up next. This is OnSideRadio.com.
Woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Duncan to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
It's toast. Smartest thing I did last year? Called B&T Windows and Doors and had PGT custom windows and doors installed in my house. Listen, it's spring. That means before you know it, we'll be hearing about the tropics churning. That means you need to get your home and family protected today. Call B&T right now and they'll get you installed ASAP with the best in the business, PGT Custom Windows and Doors. 954-233-0126 or bntwindowsanddoors.com. And P.S. Tell them you heard about them on Onside Radio.
If you missed NBA insider Ira Winderman and the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report, you missed this.
I would say the number prize meter was not getting LaMarcus Aldridge. I think everything this team did, planning step by step to get to that point, was okay. We're going to give up a bunch of power players. We're going to give up Mo Harkless, wasn't playing a lot, Chris Silva, a prospect, but especially Kelly Olynyk, who's been very good since he arrived, starting 2 games for the Houston Rockets. That's fine. We'll get LaMarcus Aldridge. We'll replace him, maybe put him in the starting lineup and move forward. A lot was predicated on that. The problem was, and I mentioned this to you guys last week also, it's a lot easier to recruit guys on the buyout market when you have a winning record and a good playoff seed.
The Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report with NBA insider Ira Winderman, exclusively at OnSideRadio.com.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The fighting spirit of the Marine Corps is born of battles won. Battles won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's a promise made to you for more than 2 centuries. A promise of the Marines.
For over 20 years, Mr. Glass has been committed to the safety and satisfaction of our clients. Our products are the culmination of innovative engineering, aesthetic appeal, and the highest levels of quality. Through our legacy, Mr. Glass strives to impart the true meaning of quality, service, and sustainability to new generations. Reputation, experience, and trust is why clients choose Mr. Glass. Live the future now. Locate a dealer near you today.
It's time to talk Miami Heat with NBA insider Ira Winderman. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report, exclusively at OnSideRadio.com. Let's go over the latest headlines locally with the Miami Heat and league-wide in the NBA with our very own Ira Winderman.
Second segment, 4th and 20, 9 a.m. hour, every single week. It is awesome. We get to spend about 10, 15 minutes with Ira Winderman and talk NBA and Heat basketball. Good morning, Ira. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Again, as long as I come on after a win, life is good, although I got a feeling I'm going to be asked to play a doctor again, and I did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
All right, so Heat coming off a nice victory in Portland. Obviously, before we get into what's going on tonight and the little 4-game gauntlet they're on the road now, let's talk about what everyone's talking about. I'm sure you guys hit it hard yesterday. What is the latest on Victor Oladipo? And do you think he's going to suit up for us again in the regular season?
It's kind of murky on both, and I'm not trying to dodge anything here. And I know it's just like when any of us go to a doctor, we want the prognosis. Just tell us what it is, and we'll move forward. So all my readers, all your listeners, again, the same thing. It's even if it's something they don't want to hear, if you tell them what it is definitively, they can go on the internet, they can go see what that injury requires, and at least know. We don't have that for this reason. Victor Oladipo is feeling pain in his leg and in his knee, but it's not been defined as any specific injury, as often is the case after you've had a major injury. So what Victor Oladipo is dealing with, and what the Heat are calling it on the injury report as of now, as he sees his specialist, is simply knee pain. And as you know, one of the hardest things to treat and to deal with for most of us is when you don't have that definitive prognosis, you can't have a definitive treatment. This could be as simple as, and certainly we know with all our football injuries we've spoken about over the years with the Dolphins and the Canes, as being able to manage pain. What is your threshold? What is your mental wherewithal going out on the court or on the field knowing you're going to have a degree of pain today as you perform your work, as sort of all of us do at some point in our lives anyway. So that's where they stand with Victor. Whether we're going to see him again this season is compounded by the fact that he's a pending free agent, that his next contract, with his age right now in his late 20s, likely will be his last big contract, if it still can be that. So he's factoring that in also. Some people might say, hey, that's selfish. He's with the Heat. They need him. They're in a playoff race right now. But it's also understandable that you don't want to go out there and further exacerbate the injury and create even more doubts about it. So it's as much of a head game as it is a knee game right now with Victor Oladipo. Last week I was on with Kai, and he asked me, and I said, you know what? I expect him to be back because players play through pain. The more you look at this situation, and again, the Heat are down to 19 games left in their regular season, the more you realize you're sort of at critical mass where you have to just make a decision, which way are we going to go as a team, let alone which way Victor is going. I would put it this way. I think the Heat are planning for him not to be back, but would embrace him back if he feels he can come back, looking and feeling anything like the Victor Oladipo they traded for.
So when we make the trade for Victor Oladipo, that changes the rotation that Spoelstra was using. We talked about this last week, how it ended up being the odd man out was Kendrick Nunn, and it was kind of unfortunate. He hadn't played for, I think, 3 or 4 straight games, and then this happens to Victor. You have to turn right back to Kendrick and get him back in there, and, man, he stepped up against Portland. Can he do enough to keep us afloat for the next 19 games?
I would say yes, because he kept the Heat afloat for the entire first half of last season, and he kept the Heat afloat during the stretch when he was starting with the Heat's other injuries. It's a wonderful thing to have in reserve, a player you could not play at all and still succeed, and a player you can put in there, plug and play, and still be closer to who you are. Eric Spoelstra's always had that approach. His approach has been, if one player goes out, I am not changing my entire rotation where everyone moves up a spot, where we change positional alignments. I'm taking someone from the end of the rotation, plugging him in there so at least the other 7 or 8 rotation players are still in their same role, and that's what Kendrick allows you to do. Is peak Kendrick Nunn as good as peak Victor Oladipo? No. Is peak Kendrick Nunn good enough to fill in there if everyone steps up maybe 5% more in their game? Yes. That's the advantage the Heat had with Kendrick, is they don't really lose anything. But you know what, Toast? It comes down to me for this other factor right now when you look at it, and it's this, is the Heat have to decide stylistically what they're going to be the rest of the way. With Victor Oladipo, they were more of a speed team. They try to get out and utilize his factor with that and play in transition. They were able to switch and defend one-on-one more. Can't do it as much. Kendrick Nunn is not nearly the defender of Victor Oladipo. I do think there's going to come a point where Eric Spoelstra on the schedule right now is going to draw a red circle, and he's going to say, by this date, we're getting in playoff mode. If Vic is here, God bless him, we move forward in that style. If Vic isn't here, we move forward with our plan B, which still can be efficient. With Victor Oladipo, you can contend for the conference championship, or at least I'd put it this way, get to the conference finals. Without Vic, based on how the Heat have looked, I think a lot more difficult.
So tonight they're in Phoenix. 10 o'clock tip time, and man, Ira Phoenix, they're 9-1 in their last 10. And if I got this right, they're averaging 120 points per game over that stretch. I mean, this is ridiculous.
And last night, a franchise record 25 three-pointers. Stop and think about what that means. 75 of their points came from beyond the arc. There have been games this year the Heat have scraped and struggled to get 75 points, score in the 80s or the low 90s. So again, you face a hot team like that, I don't think there are answers. If a team is shooting like that and moving the ball because they have Chris Paul on their team, you're in big trouble. The only advantage, they're getting the team on a second night of a back-to-back, but they're still on that roll. Then tomorrow, you go into Denver at altitude, second night of a back-to-back set. An advantage for the Heat, but something you never want to see. Jamal Murray went down with a bad-looking knee injury last night in Denver's game. I would find it very hard to believe that he'll be back on the court for tomorrow's game. This is something Eric Spoelstra will never tell us, because I know we'll talk to him later today, and he'll say it. I would think you would target one of these two games and go all in. Again, keep this in mind about the Heat roster. This is a 30-something roster. Jimmy Butler at 31, Goran Dragic at 34, Andre Iguodala at 36, Trevor Ariza at 35. You might have to choose in a back-to-back which is your sort of target game. I'll be really curious. Originally, I would have thought tonight's the target game. Take the first one. You're fresh. You've had yesterday off. I wonder if the Denver injury situation and the fact that the Nuggets have lost 2 in a row maybe changes that thinking. I'm really curious to see. And keep an eye on this tonight when you watch the Suns game. Which sort of is the quote-unquote target game for the Heat in this back-to-back?
So as we're watching tonight's game, one of the cool things is we can watch one of the brightest young stars this league has, and we don't get to see him very often, and that's Devin Booker. Just a couple words. How do you describe him? How impactful is he? How special of a player is he?
Again, it's sort of like Jamal Murray they would have seen on Wednesday night, just this unbelievable ability to be a streak scorer. That you are not surprised if you literally sleep and go to sleep on a Suns game, if you wake up the next day and see Devin Booker has 35 or 40 or 50. He's capable of doing that. What he hasn't had until this point in his career is a point guard to get him the ball in optimal scoring positions. He now has that in Chris Paul, and teammates to help space the floor and create driving lanes for him, which our good friend Jay Crowder stepped in last night, had a huge three-point shooting game. So he now has the team around him. It's always this thing of, I always look at a player who scores a lot of points, and I say to myself, hey, someone has to score, and the team is still losing. Give James Jones credit, the former Heat player, the former Miami Hurricanes player, who went in there as general manager and got the supporting pieces for Devin Booker, because there was a lot of talk that Devin was getting fed up about having nothing around him and watching the playoffs on TV every year, and Phoenix stepped up and got him the supporting pieces where now that starting lineup might be as good as anyone. And, yeah, the Suns are a very real threat to come out of the Western Conference.
We'll get you out of here on this one, Ira. One of the weirdest NBA stories I saw this week was the line about who one of the new NBA owners may be, Alex Rodriguez, I guess closing in on a purchase with his partners for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I saw some folks out there speculating that could this be a situation where the Timberwolves end up in the next few years in Seattle, or is there no connection there?
I would like to say there's no connection. Glenn Taylor, very civic-minded, Minnesota-based owner of the team right now. He also owns the local newspaper there, the Minneapolis paper, is including in the framework of the deal that the Timberwolves will stay in Minnesota. I also remember when Clay Bennett bought the Seattle Supersonics, the framework was they were staying in Seattle until they moved to Oklahoma City.
Right.
So I would say short-term NBA stays in Minnesota. Minnesota does have a reputation, or at least a history, of losing its teams. Of course, the Minnesota North Stars are now the Dallas Stars. They wound up getting an expansion franchise. So, no, I would not put it past. The question is this, whether the NBA is going to expand. And the thought is, with the owners losing so much revenue, with NBA teams selling between $1.5 billion, like that Timberwolves sale you cite, and over $2 billion, that the easiest way for many of these owners in the short term to recoup their losses during the pandemic is to expand. add a couple of franchises, add $4 billion into your revenue pool. So if that happens, I think Seattle is absolutely on the top of the NBA expansion list. So I think the future of the Timberwolves could sort of come into play as what the NBA does with expansion. If the NBA expands, I think the Timberwolves stay in Minnesota. The NBA just expands to Seattle. If the NBA doesn't expand, then I'd be worried for a lot of these franchises that there are better vistas out there, and that if you're paying $1.5 billion for a team, you're going to look for this sweetheart deal in arena. You're going to look for this sweetheart tax break. You're going to look for a place where you can start a completely new revenue stream. So, yeah, I think that A-Rod along his stops, I don't think they're going to New York. I don't think they're going to Texas where he played. But, yeah, Seattle could make a lot of sense.
I'll tell you what, Ira, the one that I'm intrigued by was the other ownership news that came out last week was LeBron James now part of Fenway Sports Group. And now you just know that when he retires, Fenway Sports Group is buying an NBA team. It's going to happen because he wants to be an NBA owner. That's going to be fascinating.
And that's where expansion comes in.
Yep.
Because, again, we talk about, black ownership of franchises, and spreading the wealth there also. We have, of course, Michael Jordan right now with the Charlotte Hornets, and that's another thing. So if you expand, you're adding something else into a pool. You don't need to find an owner who is willing to sell to sort of expand that black ownership. So that would make all the sense in the world. Where, I don't know. LeBron's ties, we know, are Cleveland. They have a team. Miami, they have a team. L.A., they have a team. But the one thing we've seen with LeBron and Rich Paul and his business partners, they know how to do business. So if I'm the NBA and I'm awarding expansion teams, I know that would be a successful business venture because so far, just about everything LeBron has done has turned to gold.
Ira, as always, absolutely phenomenal stuff. Thank you so much for giving us some time. We'll talk to you next week. Have a wonderful weekend, and good luck to the Heat tonight.
And a couple of cafecitos at about 9 p.m., and I'll be able to
There
stay
you
up
go.
and actually watch the game.
Yes, good stuff. Ira Winderman, check out all of his stuff at sunsentinel.com, and we speak to him every week here. He's exclusive to all of us here at OnSideRadio.com. We got to take a break. We'll be back after this. This is 4th and 20.
This has been the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat Report with Ira Winderman. Visit Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard. Come experience the oasis that customers deserve and the dealership that earned Dealer Rater's 2020 Consumer Satisfaction Award at Acura of Pembroke Pines. This is how we do it.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
With Make-A-Wish, the impossible becomes possible. A girl battling cancer can become a race car driver battling the course. The boy showing all the nurses his fire trucks can take the helm of a real one. Wishes can give kids with critical illnesses the strength to keep fighting, get better, and grow up.
Where there's a wish, there's a way.
Wishes need you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
You can now watch Onside Radio daily by subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Search Onside Radio. Log on, subscribe, rate, and review Onside Radio on YouTube and Twitch. See why Alex Dino is very superstitious during Inter Milan matches. OnSideRadio.com, South Florida's home for real sports talk.
She's kind of a big deal. Some people like to say it's only because of how she looks. She sticks her tongue out a lot. But there's just something about her that makes people do crazy things, like get tattoos of her face, or wait in line for hours just to say hi. Lil Bub is a 2-year-old cat, an Instagram celebrity with a following bigger than some 90s television stars. And it all started because she was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Lil Bub, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
I'm Ryan Seacrest. First responders are people who stand for a greater purpose. They will be there for you when nobody else is, to help you, your family, your community. This is their selfless promise. This is their sworn duty to protect, to serve, to help. They put themselves in harm's way for us. They come to the rescue at times when we need them most. First responders are making enormous personal sacrifices to keep showing up for us and fighting the good fight. Nearly 70% of all firefighters are volunteers. That means when they get injured or quarantined, they may not have a way to pay their rent or keep their family safe and fed. No matter who you are or where you live, when you call 911 and ask for help, first responders show up. Now, let's show up for the people who show up for us every day and every night.
Go to firstrcf.org and make a difference today.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
The Miami Marlins make it 2 in a row. They beat the Braves 5-3 in 10 innings. Garrett Cooper, 3 RBIs, and drove in the go-ahead run in the 10th inning. Yimi Garcia picked up the win. Game 2 of the series tonight, 7:20. Pablo Lopez versus Max Fried. That is the pitching matchup. The Miami Heat, late night action against the Phoenix Suns, who are on the second game of a back-to-back after beating the Houston Rockets 126-120 last night. Tip-off again at 10 p.m. Your Panthers, the Ice Cats, they're back against the Dallas Stars tonight. Puck drops at 8:30. Dallas won Saturday 4-1. Also yesterday, the Panthers acquired forward Sam Bennett from the Calgary Flames, sending a 2022 second-rounder and 2020 second-round pick Emil Heineman to the Flames. Steph Curry dropped 53 points in a 116-107 win, passing Wilt Chamberlain as the all-time points leader in Golden State Warriors history. Also during this game, Jamal Murray went down with an injured left knee. Team is awaiting MRI results. And oh yeah, Julian Edelman announced his retirement yesterday. This is South Florida's home for local sports talk. This is OnSideRadio.com.
Welcome back to 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. To reach out to the boys, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast and Marsh.
Third segment, 4th and 20, the podcast, streaming live on OnSideRadio.com. Follow us, check us out on Twitch, on YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast. That'd mean the world to us. The Japanese Olympics. The Olympics happening in Japan. Sean, 75% of Japanese residents do not want them to happen. They want them canceled or postponed again. Just stop with this. They don't believe that it's safe enough. They don't have enough vaccine over there. It's supposed to happen in less than 90 days.
And I'm sure the government is pushing through.
Well, listen, I mean, how much is the government, ponied out in cash, laid out to get this thing done? I mean, that's the biggest thing about the Olympics is the fact that the host nation has to shell out so much cash, and there's no way to get that money back unless you let folks in. Like you've already built everything. If you don't have the Olympics, then you're out all that revenue.
But let me ask you this: the participating countries, are you going to send your athletes to Japan, knowing?
I guess that depends how vaccinated your athletes are. So, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be as big of an issue for the U.S. team, but I guess a whole lot of teams from the continent of Africa might have a significant issue with this. So I'm not sure how they pull this whole thing off. And also, if everyone isn't vaccinated and you have an outbreak, like does the 100-meter dash get canceled because 5 of the people can't run because they're on the COVID watch list or whatever?
Or do you replace them with the ones that maybe got knocked out in the event just to make sure you have enough runners?
And listen, man, I love the Olympics, but, I don't know. I've become less and less into the Olympics over the last number of years. I think I like the Winter Olympics more than the summer. The only thing for the summer that I really like is the track and field. But the winter, I mean, I like the bobsledding. I like the hockey.
I don't like that they took baseball out, believe it or not, honestly.
Yeah, and isn't golf in it? And we have golf in it this year?
Yeah, golf is back. Golf has been put in
and this year, isn't it breakdancing? Don't we have breakdancing?
I think it does get instituted. That's why they're trying to push for this. They got to get the breakdancing.
There's breakdancing. It's either an official sport or a tryout sport this year, and it will be official in 4 years. But breakdancing is definitely happening.
That is so crazy.
Dude, come on now.
Took out baseball and some other sports and threw in breakdancing.
Listen, breakdancing is absolutely athletic. I mean, stop.
Oh no, yeah, I can't do it. I'm not gonna lie,
but the fact that you don't have any baseball, the U.S. soccer team doesn't qualify for the soccer. But yeah, and then there's talk about whether or not we even go to the Winter Olympics, which are going to be in China. Yeah. I think it's in Beijing or. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, check this out. You sent me this yesterday. This is phenomenal. Now, we're going to talk about this story and the Kevin James thing because they kind of go hand in hand. So in another parallel universe, there's a very special person that is in the Monday Night Football booth. and he is entertaining every single Monday night, and he's a national treasure, and we all love him, Charles Barkley.
Terrible.
So here's the deal. Apparently, Chuck was approached to be in the booth for Monday Night Football, and he turned it down.
This is Chuck telling the story.
This is Chuck telling the story. Yeah, this is him telling the story, and he turned the whole damn thing down, and it got people thinking. Like, listen, obvious, and I don't know why he turned it down. I'm guessing it has something to do with the fact that he's a basketball player, and he was like, I don't know about the whole football thing. I don't know if I want to go try to learn a whole new sport and everything. But man, he's exactly the sort of person that you need in the Monday Night Football booth. If you want to have a Monday Night Football booth like the old school one that actually moved the needle. And that would be with Cosell, maybe even a little bit with Dennis Miller, Kornheiser. But, yeah, dude, he would have been phenomenal because he just would have – listen, man, he speaks the truth. And he wouldn't sugarcoat it. If you sucked, he'd tell you that you suck.
And also, that's the thing. You don't know what's going to come out of his mouth. That's what makes it must-see. Same with Gruden.
Yep,
when Gruden was there.
An unpredictability.
You didn't know what was going to happen. You're like, you got to watch it just because when he says his, why Turkey X or whatever thing, and you want to hear it.
I think he would have been phenomenal. I think he would have been great. Now, obviously not as a two-person booth, but you put him in there with a strong play-by-play guy and a strong analyst and just kind of let him be the character that he is as a third person, I think it would have been great. And as long as you had two other really strong football guys in there with him.
Yeah, and that's where I think, again, with the way this Monday Night booth has been going, it's tough to find that person right now.
Well, and here's the other thing, is that the reason why those booths back then moved the needle is because there were controversial things that might have been said. And you can't do that anymore because you'll get canceled. I mean, listen, it's true. Look at what happened when ESPN, remember when they brought in Rush Limbaugh to be on the studio, ESPN Sunday Countdown studio show? You remember how long that lasted? What, like a week, 2 weeks? Before he got canceled because he made the comment about Donovan McNabb? I mean, so that's the thing. That booth is designed to have a wild card in there, a maverick that is unpredictable that will say those things. But in this day and age, I don't think you can have that because you'll lose sponsors. Like you'll have it only takes one person to get offended and pissed off on Twitter to start a hashtag movement to, cancel your ass.
Man, can you think of this booth? Because, Jim Nance, I think he re-signed with CBS now, but he was open. If you had Jim Nance, Peyton Manning, and Charles Barkley.
Oh, phenomenal.
Monday Night Football
It's a phenomenal booth. Phenomenal booth. Oh. I mean, it would be fun. You would laugh. It would be flattered, and it would have
been the boost that Monday Night Football needed.
Well, listen. So here's the thing: it would be a reason to tune into Monday Night Football. It would be a reason to tune in to watch, the Rams play the Washington football team, who no one cares about. It'd be a reason to watch Jacksonville play Houston, because you're going to have Charles and Peyton just ripping on both those teams the whole time, making jokes. Oh, it'd be phenomenal. I miss that in broadcasting. Everything is so homogenized now. Everything is so vanilla. You can't say, dude, there were people that were, Bill Simmons took a shot at Jim Nance over his final call for the Masters, saying that it was so, there was nothing original about it, and it was, in his mind, it was everything to make sure that he didn't get canceled. Japan's first ever Masters champion didn't make any quirky little lines like "Land of the Rising Sun," stuff like that, or whatever. Didn't add that color to the winning.
But you're talking about the Masters too, though. It's not It's not a football national championship.
Correct.
We're talking about Masters, which is
correct.
Kind of, I don't know, in golf terms, a classier tournament, though, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
All the moments.
100%.
You don't want to have one moment and be like, oh, he's from the land of the rising sun, but now he's won the Masters. I mean, you don't want that as being your clip for CBS or whatever when you're promoting the next Masters.
I'm not surprised that this all came out of Bill Simmons' mouth.
Yeah, well,
I mean, good Lord. Talk about a guy that has
and that's why where's he at now? Is he still on HBO? Where is he now?
I don't know. I think he started his own thing. He started his own thing, right? The Slacker, the Ring. I don't know where the hell
he is. Okay. Yes.
He started, I don't know.
You can't make it HBO. You got issues.
Right, dude? I mean, come on, dude. Jesus. Come on. Everyone stays on HBO forever. Look at Brian Gumbel's been on there for 20 years, for crying out loud.
Gracious.
How long were the Inside the NFL guys on there?
Oh, they're still on there.
No, it didn't move to Showtime. Moved to Showtime.
Oh no, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I moved like a handful of years ago. But I mean, back when I was a kid,
Those
Len
guys
Dawson,
yeah.
Nick Bonacotti, they're all dead now. Yeah, but they were on that show was forever.
Yeah,
forever.
It was a good show too, by the way. That was all childhood memories. That'd probably be an F now.
Oh, dude, think about the shows that we grew up on that you couldn't even make anymore. You couldn't even make.
Make any of them.
I mean, everyone talks about All in the Family. But I mean,
we were talking about Sanford and Son a minute ago. That wouldn't be you. You couldn't make that today.
I'm not sure you could make Baywatch.
Yeah, no.
Because it was so. Oh, you're just you're turning these women into just objects or whatever.
Right, they got to run around in bathing suits.
Exactly. Why you got to do slow motion with their breasts bouncing up and down?
Let's let them patrol the beach in sweatsuits.
Right. So I mean, I think there's a countless number of shows that just wouldn't get by the censors. They just would not. So. It's unfortunate because, I mean, now granted, you've got the streaming services and stuff that will take gambles on stuff, but we just our ability to take chances in entertainment has been severely curtailed by just the fear that you'll lose everything. The fear that one bad joke or whatever that you didn't have the right wording on or whatever that you were still trying to work out could just end it all for you.
Yeah, there's no risk worth
exactly.
the reward anymore.
You can't make a mistake anymore. You cannot make a mistake. Everyone's got to be perfect.
I mean, look when they did the live action, what was it, All in the Family, and then it was followed by, what was it?
Jeffersons?
Jeffersons?
Yeah.
Is that one?
Yep.
I mean...
Oh, yeah, look, when they did the live thing with the live studio audience, and they had, there was a couple of those All in the Family scripts where they had to change them a little bit.
Yeah, they changed a lot of them.
They changed the words because they couldn't get away. They weren't going to be able to say those words on television any longer.
And even on the Jefferson one, there were a few lines that were changed.
Dude, let me tell you something. George Jefferson said just as much racist stuff as Archie Bunker.
It
was just
great.
going the other way.
It was
just
so
going
great.
the other way.
All of it was.
I mean, dude, the amount of times that dude said honky on that show to a white person to their face.
Yep.
I mean, come on. The next door couple, he'd call the white and the interracial couple, he'd call them zebra. I mean, dude, it was insane. You couldn't do that now.
No.
None of those shows. But with those jokes, they were switching it around and using comedy to show how ignorant these two stars were. And it was done with the best of intentions.
Yeah, it was making fun of the main character
because he's such a bigot and so ignorant and everything. But you wouldn't even be able to do that
Remember,
now.
the Jeffersons spun off of Archie Bunker.
Oh, listen, he didn't want to live next door to him. Archie was like, I'm not living next door to him. And I believe he used a rather bad word to describe him.
Yep. And then he went and made his own show.
Right? So, yeah, it's just, when you think about that stuff, the stuff that could never see the light of day. I mean, listen, here's the proof. You don't even see All in the Family and reruns. I can't remember the last time I saw an episode of All in the Family. It's not on late at night. It's not on, I don't even know where you would find it. And I'm guessing that if it wasn't syndication, half the episodes would be censored. Right? I mean,
I think what you can do is get on that. What's that channel like when you have the not satellite, but the antenna ears?
Oh,
and
right.
You can
The
go
rabbit
like
ears.
10-3.
Yeah, maybe it is.
TV
Yeah,
Land
there you
or
go.
whatever
Maybe it's
it
one
is,
of those. Sure. Yeah, I've the little digital channels
They got
out
all
there.
on the Leave It to Beaver on from 8 to noon.
All the Star Treks. Yeah. And they got weird names for those channels like Crime and Punishment Channel. And
They
ridiculous.
just tell you exactly what
Exactly.
it is.
All right, we will take a break. My man Kai is coming up next. We'll do a little crosstalk with him and deal with the Dolphins with the Tuesday Roundtable coming up next on OnSideRadio.com.
You can reach out to Toast and Marsh by dialing 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
Hey It's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
It's toast. When South Floridians need hurricane windows, there's only one crew to call, Brett and Tom at B&T Windows and Doors. They came to the crib last year, installed PGT windows and doors, and now I'm set. No more plywood, no more knuckle-busting wing nuts. PGT windows and doors will keep me and my family safe the next time a named storm comes rolling on through. Call B&T today, 954-233-0126, or bntwindowsanddoors.com. And P.S., do me a favor, tell them you heard about them on OnSideRadio.com.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Inter Miami CF fans, the 2021 season has arrived.
Figal into Morgan, now beats out of the heart of the penalty area, picks out the bottom right-hand corner, and Inter Miami have a 2-goal lead. Pizarro second for the club.
This Sunday, Barrosa Negra hosts the LA Galaxy at Drive Pink Stadium. Our pregame coverage starts at 2 p.m. Don't miss any of the action all season long. Download any of the apps at our website at OnSideRadio.com. This Sunday, tune in to OnSideRadio.com at 2 p.m. Game time is at 3 with the voices of Inter Miami CF football, Chris Whittingham and Thomas Rongen. Your football is live, exclusively at OnSideRadio.com.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S is a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. When you purchase a new Mitsubishi electric mini split system, you'll get a 12-year warranty. Or install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that captures and destroys biological contaminants to improve air quality. M&S Air Conditioning have been providing prompt, honest, and reliable service for over 30 years. Schedule service or call to get more info on our preventative maintenance plans. Call 954-421-3680 or visit ac-florida.com.
A message to help keep you safe. If doctors told us today that we'd made a breakthrough on COVID-19, saving thousands of lives, we would rejoice. Finally, a good news day. We'd feel less afraid that our loved ones would be struck by the invisible enemy. We'd start to feel hope that we could live our lives again. Well, a mask does all that. We can help protect others by covering our noses and mouths, which is how the virus mainly spreads. Masks are a ticket to freedom, to be out in the world, to getting together, back to work, back to doing what we want. If doctors announced we could save lives today, we would grab that breakthrough with both hands. While we wait for a vaccine, grab the breakthrough that's already here. When we're out, it's masks on.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Inter Miami
Miami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
Welcome back to 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. To reach out to the boys, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast and Marsh.
Final segment, 4th and 20. I am Toast. Friendly reminder that if you need to protect your house and your family because hurricane season is around the corner, you got to call my friends at B&T Windows and Doors so they can go ahead and get some PGT custom windows and doors installed on your house before the storms start churning up. Listen, dude, we had a crazy one last year. Crazy season. We got well into the Greek alphabet last year. And they're saying this year could be just as bad. So if you call them today, you can get installed before the crap hits the fan. Call B&T today, 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126, bntwindowsanddoors.com, and get yourself PGT custom windows and doors. I did it at my house last year. Smartest decision I have ever made as a homeowner. So give them a call, Brett and Tom. Good people, B&T Windows and Doors. All right, the roundtable. We do it every single day on Onside Radio. Here's today's question. If the Dolphins end up selecting offensive tackle Penei Sewell at number 6 and don't end up going playmaker early on in the draft, is that a mistake in your opinion? How many different ways can I say yes? All the different languages, all the different ways, see, yes, all of them, yes, no, we, sure, yes, an utter failure. Listen, bro, how many tackles have you drafted in the last 5 years? Like, you can't know. You need a playmaker. We've seen what happens on this team without a playmaker on the outside, without a playmaker in the backfield. At some point, you need a playmaker. Easiest way to get a playmaker is in the top 10 picks of the draft. That's where they all hang out. All of them hang out up there. So whether it's Chase, whether it's Pitts, whether it's Najee Harris, whoever it is going to be, I want playmakers, bro. I want fantasy. Here you go. I want fantasy studs. I want an offensive fantasy stud for this team, whether it be outside, tight end, or running back. Give me one of them. Give me two, I'll be even happier. So there you go. You give me a tackle. You don't want to hear what I say the day after the draft. Or maybe you do. What's up, Kai? How you doing, bro?
Kyle Pitts no matter what.
Kyle Pitts no matter what? I got no problem with that.
No matter what.
Either Kyle or Jamar Chase, I got no problem with that. Either
Kyle
one of
Pitts
them.
No matter
okay.
what.
All right.
Can't go off of it.
Okay. That's fine. I got no problem with two of those guys. You want to go all in on Pitts, that's fine. You know, little Gator hate. You know, what are you going to do? Are your guys, what are you guys playing again?
Which?
Bayern.
Today.
Oh, it is today.
That's why I'm draped up, you know?
Oh, there you are. Okay. You are all draped up. Yeah, you're covering up your logo. I'm telling you what, it was exciting showing up here today because the hustle and bustle around the stadium now with the game on Saturday and Sunday. The trucks were here yesterday, dropping off the beverages, dropping off the food. Like, I walked in, they were charging up all the electrical stuff or whatever by the bathrooms. And, like, dude, it's like, oh, here we go.
Dude, I'm super excited.
Oh, very excited. So that's going to be fun. LA Galaxy, baby. Sunday, get a dub, get off on the right foot. There you go. I am going to get out of here now. Kai's going to take over. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. And as always, go Canes.